Then our father spoke as we sat and listened of how they live their life out on the land. And the shadows dance to the firelight. She began to sing, he began to drum. How they live their life deep in the forest. How they stayed alive and gave us life.
The values that were taught Wishkach, like our ancestors and coming forward, I think have always been innate, meaning we carry them with us.
The teaching was live for the well-being of everything around you. It's not like today's teaching where we are taught individual. You live like this, and we choose how to live. The teaching where you go out and do good things for other people.
There's that saying, in order to know where you're going, you need to know where you come from. Knowing who your family is, it helps to build your cultural identity, our cultural identity. And knowing where we come from is so important.
When you go on the land, traditional, or when you do things, there's peace there. I remember my father used to do a lot of that.
I grew up living out on the land, right from the time I was born until I was 8 years old. We usually would go out to our family hunting grounds by Kataquapit, that's what we would say it in Cree. And so that's late fall and early winter, early freeze up, really. Thinking back to that, even though I was young at that time, and I didn't fully know nor understand, but everybody did have their own tasks. The father, would be the hunter of the family, and then the mother, the wife, would be at the camp, taking care of the camp, along with the children. And I remember myself and my younger brother Joe, who passed away now, we'd be busy helping Mom, wherever we'd be of some help. We'd be fairly young, so we weren't able to do that much. My dad would be busy hunting geese right up to the end of October, maybe early November. So whatever he killed, then of course my mother was busy preparing that in order to preserve it, to store it, for the coming winter.
In regards to women's roles, I would say that women's roles are not emphasized enough because they certainly played important roles, like keeping the camp running smoothly, looking after the kids, and they were strong women. I'm just amazed by the women back then. They worked hard all the time. And not only did they, raise kids, and some of them worked full time, and some of them in Moose Factory in Môsonîwililiwak, they got involved with the church.
The ACW stands for Anglican Church Women, and it was a group of women that went out and helped others when they were needed. They gathered donations of food. They would help families in need, and in a lot of ways they were the first social workers of our community. When I look back, I'm looking back at my grandmother, my great aunts, and all the ladies of the ACW who I really admire and I grew up admiring. They were strong women.
Most of them spoke the language. You know, they kept their language. And the language was important to them. And even at church, you know, it was sang. So the ladies, we were members, so they knew to sing in the language. And we still do today. We have Cree hymns. We sing Cree hymns at the church.
So Cree language is very important because it's an expression of our worldview and how we understand the world. We are all part of nature, and because our people understood that, our language evolved into expressing nature, expressing how they saw the land, the animals. We have 12 months of the year as Cree people. Is it any surprise that 5 of those 12 months have reference to waterfowl? Exclusively to waterfowl. Why did they do that? Because that was their prime dependency.
We still try and go out on the land because we have that connection to it. It's not totally out of us, even though now we've become more acculturated to a community lifestyle. But still, there is that part of us in us that longs to be out on the land. So we're trying to do that as much as we can with our kids and also our grandkids. So we're trying to hang on to it in terms of the cultural aspect of it.
We didn't really do traditional things. We went hunting or camping, but I would not think that I was someone who was brought up on the land. I would never, that's not how I looked at myself and my family. But now as I'm older, I realize how important that really is. And I think it's really exciting and it's really important for our youth to be learning all of that. And I'm excited for my grandchildren. I'm excited for what's to come for them.
I spent a big portion of my life starting with the 3 questions. Who am I? Where do I come from? And where am I going? And I remember asking my mother in her latter years, I said to her, Ililiwi na, and basically saying, am I a person? And literally saying, am I a person? But saying, am I a Cree person? And my mother would say to me, and she would say, you're from the bush.